Let's jump into a piece of news that I covered very briefly on the Transformer Slag podcast live stream on Saturday. So I wanted to do a separate segment about it because we've had updates since that news dropped with better images and nice little comparison photos. So let's talk about the long-winded name of Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, aka Transformer Cyberverse Season 4, aka Transformer Cyberverse Dinobots Unite, whatever you want to call it. Season 4, the brand new Cyberverse toys. So a website initially in France called VP showed the case assortment of the very first wave of these Transformers Season 4 Warrior Class toys. The Warrior Class being a slightly, I guess, more budget-friendly version of a deluxe class. Let's put it this way. It's existed since Transformers Robots in Disguise in 2015. It's been a very weird in-between price point for Hasbro to have a cheaper kind of product for children that still has that deluxe price point kind of scale and size, just not the budget. So Wave 1 of this Season 4 Warriors were shown to us, and lo and behold, a majority of it is repacks of old product from the Cyberverse line. We have the Stingshot Bumblebee, which is the Cybertronian Bumblebee. We have the Starseeker Missile Starscream, which is the Cybertronian style Starscream that kind of looks like the Vic Viper. We have the Wave Cannon Shockwave, which came from the very first Wave 1 Cyberverse Warrior class stuff. Really good toy, but again, the deluxe class does a better job. We have the Rip Thrash Hammerbite, which is a really good toy, and I'm glad that they are reissuing it here. One of the few Warrior class figures that are actually pretty cool, and kind of wish he had a deluxe version. I wonder how that would have been handled, but if you get a chance, pick him up. He's a pretty cool one too. And we have here the Cyclone Strike Windblade, which is such a shame because it is probably the best version that we will ever get of Cyberverse. Windblade will be this Warrior class version. Considering she's literally one of the main characters of the show, she just really needs to get a good toy. It's such a shame she didn't get a deluxe class, but I've ranted about that many times in the past. But of this case assortment, it's 12-figure case assortment, 2 of each figure. What is the last one? Well, they showed us a new one here, and of course it's topical to the Dinobots Unite theme of Power/Dinobot Snarl. So we finally got our last Dinobot to get a figure in this Cyberverse line, and I like what I see because he's giving me these 1990s Action Master Snarl kind of vibe about him, mostly because he has a more simplistic kind of robot mode that has less of the, I guess, the kibble hanging off of him, and that kind of invokes that Action Master vibe from it. I don't know, it's just me personally, that's how I feel. He comes with his sword, which is yellow, along with his tail piece, which I'm judging by the box art. I feel like his tail actually clips on the back of his robot mode, or it could be unclipped to have that more, I guess, again, Action Master kind of vibe. The sword being yellow instead of red is probably due to the gang molding of the tail. The tail is probably also casted in yellow and then painted on the underside. That's what I assume. It probably is the case in order to get that. You know, you got to keep the budget and everything like that looking good. Now, at first when we saw it on VP, we only got to see the inbox images of the figure itself, but recently Walmart, through their app, has given us a better look at both the robot mode and the alt mode. And it looks really good. Looks really good. Again, a Warrior class. It's not 100% the higher quality deluxes, but it's almost there. And, you know, there are a lot of them are gimmick laden. There's something going on here. It's going to be Power Slash. Probably going to have a sword swinging gimmick or something. But looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. It's something that even if you're not into the Cyberverse line, if you're a Generation 1, you know, completist or collector, you could pick him up, use him as his as your Action Master Snarl. If anything, could be a modern interpretation of Action Master Snarl. And then I know Action Master Snarl came with Tyrannotron, I think his name was. That was the name of his Action Master partner, which was this black and orange little Tyrannosaurus, which I'm surprised has yet to get an homage after all these years. But I mean, the closest you could probably get, if you get the Japanese Micron or Minicon of Ivan, which was this orange T-Rex Minicon, you could probably pair him up with this figure and you get a little Action Master 1990s modern action going on with those two. So pretty cool. Again, I like it. And one of the people on Twitter Mock Tackle, he did a nice little edit where he put all the Cyberverse toys of the Dinobots that we have together to kind of show a bit of a scale, and I'll post it here in the segment too. And so now we have all our Dinobots together. We have our Grimlock from all the previous tons of Grimlocks that we got in the past. We got our Sludge from the Ultra class. We got our Swoop from the Combiner 2-pack, and now we got our Snarl along with a deluxe class Slug, Slag, Slug, whatever you want to call them. Slug in this case, the deluxe class Slug that we also have coming this year. So all of our Dinobots are together, so it looks pretty cool now, and not to mention even our Combiner too, of Volcanicus, even though it doesn't really separate, but that's a whole other story. So this is pretty hype. I'm definitely going to probably check this out. And again, if you didn't get some of those other ones, I don't know. Like, I think that, if you want Shockwave in this wave, you're better off getting the deluxe. The Starscream and the Bumblebee are their Cybertronian versions, so at least that's kind of unique, although they're not really used in the show that much. So you're better off getting the deluxe versions of both Starscream and Bumblebee too. The Hammer Bite, if you have not picked him up yet, if he's not still lingering in your shelves, this reissue of this mold, that's another good one to take. And with Windblade, well, it's the only good Windblade figure from the Cyberverse line, so you'll have to go out of your way to get that one too if you want to have a good Windblade Cyberverse representation on your Cyberverse shelf. But yep, this is coming soon. November 21st is when the series is coming out on Netflix. It's going to be 2 TV movie specials. Hasbro's still been pretty quiet about all of this, so I guess you're just gonna have to rely on me for now to get the updates and everything, and we'll see what happens in the future. But hey, we got our last Dinobot. We know what's going on here, so hopefully we'll get some more images on more future product. There was a lot of stuff that was listed that leaked out, and we still haven't seen all of it yet. So hopefully we'll get more information and more images as we get closer to November, which is coming a lot quicker than you think. And it'll be our next big piece of Transformers fiction product and everything like that that we could focus on and discuss until we get to, I guess, the sad thing is probably the next thing after that will probably have to be the next movie, unless Hasbro surprises us with something. But we'll wait and see. We always know this is the song and dance right now. Transformers is in a weird place. We're kind of in a lull period. There's a lot of stuff coming, but we just don't have good information coming from the big ups at Hasbro. So hopefully we'll get more information in the future, and we'll talk about it here on the podcast. So thanks for listening, and let me know what you think.